Alright, friends, I want you guys to turn to page 12. We are starting a new story today. Okay, we have to look at the new vocabulary words that goes along with this story before we actually read it. Okay, so we're going to develop vocabulary, use some strategies to help us solve those words. So the first word is astonishment. Say astonishment. Astonishment. Thank you for those that waited for those directions. Astonishment means feeling of great surprise and wonder. Take a look at the picture of this kid's face. He is feeling astonished right now. What other words could we use to describe his feelings right now?
Surprise.
Maybe surprise, excited. Okay. So astonishment is similar to all those words. For example, the boy gasped in astonishment at the surprise.
I'm trying to think of another really good one.
What is something that makes you feel astonishment or surprised or excited? Talk with your shoulder partner.
I know
Hey, give me 5. Next word is flailed. Say flailed.
Flailed.
It's different from failed. This word is flailed. There's 2 L's in it. Flailed means to move wildly and uncontrollably. For example, the flags flailed because of the strong wind.
I see your flag.
Yeah, they're no
Where? Oh, yeah, where's there?
Oh, yep, it's right here. It took me a minute. There's the American flag.
Is that That's why
Voices are off, please. Ask, if you flailed your arms, what might be the reason? Why might you make them go uncontrolled? Talk with your shoulder partner, please. Okay, give me 5 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, eyes up on the smartboard, please. Your voice is off. So, as we read today, we are going to annotate as we read. Remember, annotating means you're marking things in your story to help you understand what you're reading. So, when I say go, you're going to go back to your seat. You're going to start reading this story by yourself. I'm going to give you guys about 10-ish minutes to read the story. As you're reading, you're going to mark maybe words you don't know, maybe connections you might make with the characters in the story, or things that don't make sense to you, you have questions about. You can also write those questions. All right, we're actually going to do the first paragraph together before you do the rest on your own. So what I would like to see is when you go back to your seat, turn to page 12 and show me shine. Ready, set, go. You should have your pencil ready, and I should see students with their pencils writing the same things I'm writing down, not scribbling or drawing in your paper. Okay? Have those pencils ready. All right, while I'm reading, what should you be doing? Listening. How should you be listening?
Quietly.
Yep, your voice is off. Your eyes are on your book or on the smartboard. Okay, here we go. It says, Valeria, I guess that's how you pronounce it. Valeria stood on the porch of Grandma Hema's house in South Florida. Her eyes opened wide in astonishment. The late afternoon August sky was clear and blue now. Yet moments ago the sky was dark, as if night had come 5 hours ahead of schedule. A heavy rain was pouring down. Actually, it seemed as if the rain was falling up. The wind was howling and blowing so strong. The palm trees lining Beach Boulevard flailed back and forth in some kind of wild dance. Let's pause here for a minute. There was one word in particular that I would like to circle, and that was the word astonishment. Her eyes opened wide in astonishment. That was one of our vocabulary words we just went over. Okay, so how is she feeling right now?
Amazed.
She's amazed, maybe surprised, like I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. So to help me remember that as I continue reading, let's make a note here. So she was surprised. She was surprised. Now after that, I want you to think about what the weather was happening outside. What was she describing the weather was like?
Storm.
How do we know it's a storm?
Because of the picture.
It said it was raining. Heavy rain was pouring down. She said actually it seemed as if the rain was falling up. Sometimes when the wind's going crazy and it's raining so hard, it looks like it's going backwards sometimes. Or sometimes sideways. Okay? She also said the wind was howling so strong. Notice that I'm underlining these sentences. You should be as well. And then she mentioned the trees were flailing back and forth in some kind of wild dance. What do you think the trees were actually doing?
Waving. Moving in the wind.
Moving with the wind. Now, I know just a few weeks ago, we can make personal connections with what's going on in this story right now. Raise your hand if you remember that right as school was dismissing, that thunderstorm that happened, the sky turned green, there was hail and lots of lightning and wind and rain. Okay, so we can make a connection here. So I'm just going to draw an arrow and say, how could we describe this connection?
Scared.
Scary storm, our scary storm that we had.
You were outside.
Okay, so when I say go, you're going to read the rest of the story to yourself, making annotations or markings to help you understand the story, make connections, ask some questions. Okay, I'll give you guys about 10 minutes to do that. Raise your hand if you need help with anything. Like if you see a word you don't know, you might circle it. You might underline some clues like we did in this first paragraph to make your connection. This paragraph says, "What just happened, Grandma?" asked Valeria. Grandma Hema put a reassuring hand on her granddaughter's shoulder. "Nature is beautiful, no, my dear," she said. Then a smile crinkled her eyes and she added, "but unpredictable." Let's circle that word, unpredictable. I see a prefix in this word. What does un mean? Not or can't do it. Okay? And then I have predict as our base word. What does predict mean? What you think is going to happen. Yes. And then able is the suffix which means the ability to do something, right? So if something is predictable, you have the ability to predict it. But if something is unpredictable, you're not able to figure out what's going to happen in the future. So Grandma is saying that nature's beautiful, but it's unpredictable. What do you think that means? You don't know what the weather's going to be like today. I know. She lives in Minnesota. The weather is way different in Florida. Like when you go on vacation, and you might experience different weather. I know one teacher went to Arizona over spring break, and it's hot and dry there, where it was actually pretty cold during our spring break here. Did anyone else travel far away? Had different weather? Austin, Grace? Mm-hmm. Dawson, where'd you go? Was it warm there? We should be on page 14 now. It can be a scary feeling to travel by yourself. I've actually never traveled by myself before.
You said you did.
Paragraph 7 says, Grandma, back home I can tell when seasons change. Spring, summer, fall, and winter. But here it's always warm and sunny. Grandma chuckled. Not always. Here, as you just saw, especially in summer and fall, our weather changes. And often quickly, from sunny to rainy and back to sunny. We are currently in hurricane season.
Oh, no.
It goes from June to November. That's something that's different here. We've talked about the climates in Missouri, where in the summer it's hot and dry. Well, in Florida, it's hot and rainy a lot of times. And that's when the hurricanes like to come. Okay, let's go on to paragraph 9. That's right, Grandma answered. A hurricane is a large storm that rotates and has high-speed winds of at least 119 kilometers or 74 miles per hour. Hurricanes form over warm water. Let's pause there. Can you guys explain to your shoulder partners what a hurricane is? Just by reading that. Your table group then. What is a hurricane?
A storm I didn't even know what a hurricane is, to be honest. A hurricane's kind of like
Who would like to raise their hand and tell me what a hurricane is? Hopefully, you got a lot of your information right here from what we just read. Aldo?
It's like a big wave.
It's sort of a big wave. Amia? You can create a big wave. Okay, cold air and warm air pushing together. What else, Hope?
Like whirling water.
Oh, yeah, because it does talk about how the storm rotates and it forms over warm water. We could have gathered all of our information just by reading this, because Grandma tells us what a hurricane is. It's a large storm, it rotates, has winds at least 74 miles an hour. Okay, think about our windy days we've been having. That was about 20 miles an hour. Can you imagine what 74 miles an hour would be like? When vapor condenses, it releases heat. That heat warms the air around it. Clouds and wind and hot water mix and form the hurricane. So there's a lot of different things that have to happen in order to have a hurricane form. Why do you think they added that picture there?
Show you what and how it happens.
Yeah, to show you how a hurricane does happen. Valeria hugged her grandmother. The sun was bright, and she could feel its warmth, just as comforting as Grandma Hema's embrace. What was so warm?
Sun and Grandma.
What was the embrace? What's another word for that? A hug. Let's annotate that last word there. All right, friends, let's switch gears, and it's time for phonics. So when I say go, let's put away our books, get out our whiteboards, markers, erasers, and head to the carpet. Okay, so we are going to start a new phonics skill. We are going to work on identifying irregular plural nouns, which sounds like a really big word. So we're going to talk about in a second what that means. We are also going to have some new high-frequency words that we're going to read today. So usually when something is plural, it means there's more than one. What do we usually do when there's more than one of a person, place, or thing? Lillian? Add an S. So if I have one cat, then it's just going to be cats. But if I have cats, then we're going to add a S. Good job. If I have one box, what if I have more than one box? Raise your hand. What is it going to be? Giselle?
Boxes.
Boxes. Now, boxes has a little bit of a rule. Do we just add an S?
No.
No. Who remembers what we add, Layla?
ES.
An ES. You guys are so smart. Great job.
But that one's still not irregular. Remember, we know irregular means it breaks the rules. It still has a rule, okay? So usually we add S or ES. What do we do if it ends in a Y? Ellie?
Turn it into an I.
Change it to an I, then add ES. But some of them are rule breakers. They're irregular, meaning they totally don't follow a rule. So let's think about this one. This word is child. I don't say childs, okay? What do I say when there's more than one child, Johan? Children. So I had to change the whole word. It's irregular. It broke the rules, okay? Some words stay the same when they're plural, so they also break the rules. For example, if I have the word deer, and then there's more than one, I don't say there's a bunch of deers in the field. It just stays what? Deer. Okay? Whether there's one or there's more than one, you have to listen to the sentence to know. Same thing with wheat. Okay, I don't say there's a field of wheats. I just say a field of wheat. It stays the same. And fish. I don't say there's a bunch of fishes. I just say there's a bunch of fish. It stays the same. Okay? Let's look at this one. Mouse is going to become what, friends?
Mice.
Mice. We've talked about this one before. Okay, what about man? Man becomes men. Good job. And goose, oh, think about it before you say it. Goose is going to become geese. So all of those are irregular. The whole word had to change. Okay, this one's kind of tricky. Wife. If there's more than one, it becomes wives with a V. Okay, we're going to do some blending and building. Which I think I already have the tab of it. Okay, first we're going to build the word goose. Is there one goose or more than one if I say the word goose? One. It's singular. Okay, so can I have Ellie build the word goose? So let's tap our sounds. What's our first sound in goose? G. So what's she going to use? G. Now I have ooh. What's going to say ooh in goose, do you think, Ellie? O. Okay, what's my next sound? G. Ooh. What's the next sound, friends? S. And then there's an E at the end. Good job.
3 E's?
Okay, we're going to blend the word. When we are blending the word, my eyes should be on the, and my mouth should be, here we go, the whole class. Goose. Goose. Great job. Okay, now I have a whole bunch of goose, but I don't say there's gooses in the field. What am I going to say, Layla? Geese. Adrian, can you come build geese? So what sound's he going to have to change? The ooh, right? I wonder how he's going to make the E sound. Because can you just put one E? No, what's he going to need to say the E sound? 2 E's. So, Adrian, can you put the 2 E's on top of the 2 O's? Great job. Okay, we're going to blend. Our eyes are on the word, right? Not the speaker. The words aren't on me. Our eyes are on the board and our mouths are moving. Reading the words. Here we go. Geese. Geese. Great job. Okay, now we're going to practice some more. This time, I might have us do it as a class, or I might call on somebody to read the word. Okay? So this first word we're going to do as a class, what is this word?
Woman.
Woman. Good. I know that because I see a word. I know. What's this word? Man. So we could even use our decoding strategy, right? We know that word is man. If there's more than one woman, we're going to say woman. So what did I have to change? The A to a E. Okay, let's look at this one. Ooh, I see a skill we know here. I see a silent letter. Isabella, what's my silent letter? K. When the K and N together, the K is silent. I also see an E that's going to make the I say its name. Let's blend this one together. Ready? I. Knife. Okay, if there's more than one knife, it's going to become what, friends? Knives. Great job. Okay, we're going to work on our big word strategy. We've been practicing this, haven't we? We've talked about in 3rd grade, we're going to have to read bigger words. So we have a strategy to break them apart. Okay, let's read the sentence together, but when we get to the underlined word, we're going to stop. Are we ready? Here we go. Luckily, the boy was stopped. Oh my goodness, that's a big word that I need to decode that I don't know. First step, I'm going to look for what comes to the beginning of a word? Prefix. So the prefix in this word, friends, is un. We know what un means. Un means not. Good job. Then we're going to look for the suffixes, the part at the end. What's the part at the end? Ed. I know that means it happened in the past. Then I'm going to look at the sound in the beginning, and I might have to blend it. What does AR say? R. Arm. So now we're going to put together, everybody put together, unharmed. Unharmed. So they were not harmed in the past. Now we're going to read the whole sentence with that word in it. Are we ready? I want to hear every voice. Here we go. Luckily, the boy was unharmed when he fell off his bike. Good job reading, friends. Okay. Let's do one more. Ooh, you know, this one's tricky. You know why? There's an I. So what did that I used to be before it was an I? Before we could add that suffix, what do we have to do, Kimber?
You have to change the Y to an I.
So it originally was a Y, wasn't it? Okay, so don't let that confuse you. Is there any prefixes this time? No. Adrian, what's the suffix at the end? ER. Now, ER is tricky because it could be a person who, like a teacher, or it could mean more. Okay? So let's look in this case. Well, my base word is what? Dirt. So it's dirt-ier. Okay? So that means somebody or something is more dirty. You got it. Okay, we're all going to read the sentence with the word dirtier. Here we go. The name is Sawyer. That one's kind of hard, okay? Here we go. Sawyer got dirtier today at the park than he did yesterday. Good job. Notice, why don't we always go back and reread it again? So we make sure that we understand, right? Rereading has been a strategy we've been working on. So even when you figure that word out, sometimes it's good to go back to the beginning and read it again. Next, we're going to do our high frequency words. Okay? So this is what I want you to do. You are going to, Parker and Keith are going to set out whiteboards, markers, and erasers. You are going to quickly and quietly go to your seat. Nope. Oh, have I called the table? Table 2. This word is against or against. So let's go over our sounds. The first one is A, right? Then I have G. What's my next one? N, right? So what sound do I not hear?
The T.
No. We're not even to the T, friend. Let's try it again. A, G, N. What'd I skip? The second A. Good job. I hear the or the in, but I don't hear an A. Put the heart around it. Yes. Okay, then you can grab one from my white card at the top. So we have A, G, N, S. Any others? Anything we need to remember that we've already learned? Nope, so we're going to keep going. Okay, our next one is, what's this word? Certain. Write it. C-E-R-T-A-I-N. So spell it in your brain as you're writing it. Cool. What's tricky about the beginning? Parker, what's tricky about the beginning?
The C sounds like an S.
And what do we call that?
Soft
C. Not silent, so you're close. Soft C. So we're going to put a line under it because we talked about that way back in our launch unit, but we need to remember it in our brains. Oh, what's my next sound? What says in certain? E-E-R. Underline another one we know. In. Ooh, depending what letter did we skip?
The A.
The A. I'm making a connection. What's my connection?
There's two, one word.
Make a connection to against. They both have an A-I-N, where the A is a hard sound. So if you remember that it's in against, then you could remember it's in certain. Okay, we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, our next one is
Door.
door. Ooh, I see a sound we know in here. D-or. What's the sound we know? Oh, sorry, we gotta spell it first. D-O-O-R. I got ahead of myself. Adrian, what's the sound we know? The O-O-R, which says or. Good job, we know that sound. But let's look at our or poster back here. It has an O-R, an O-A-R, and an O-R-E. So is O-O-R one of the ones we know?
No.
No. So we could say we know it's an O-R, but what did we have to add that was extra?
Another O.
Another O, so that's going to be a heart. Put your heart around it. So it's kind of similar to one we know.
So almost all of this is.
Okay, what's this one? I see an ear, but it doesn't say ear. Early. Good job. E-A-R-L-Y. Okay. Our next word is field. F-I-E-L-D. Okay, let's tap our sounds. First one is a. Then I have E. So what sound did I skip? We have so many hearts this week. We're going to have to practice these, aren't we?
Yes.
E, old. Any others? Any ones we need to remember that we've learned? Yes, Topanga.
E says that E.
It does say E. You're right. It's long. Yes.
On there it says I-E says E.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? So did Miss Spring make a mistake? You were paying attention. Where is my poster? What's on there? A leaf. Leaf. Kimber found it. Look. It says I-E. Miss Spring even forgot that one, Kimber. Good. So I guess it really isn't a heart. Thanks, Kimber. So we can say that's a review. Okay. Ooh, what's this one? Heard. Okay, now we're going to go backwards and we're going to read our words as we erase them. So put your marker down, get your eraser ready. So I'm going to make them disappear from my screen and you're going to read them and erase them. Ready? We're going to start with listen. So everybody get ready to erase listen. Here we go. First one is listen. Erase it. Yeah, some of us didn't follow directions, so we don't have the words, so we'll just have to look up here. Listen. The next one is new. Erase. The next one is heard. The next one is field. The next one is early. The next one is the next one is tricky one. Certain has that soft C, and the last one is against. Great job. Okay, caps on your markers because we have our spiral review from last week. For our spiral review, what do? We just read them as quick as we can. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to wait. Let me see caps on the markers. This should all be erased because we read them all. Okay. Our eyes need to be on the words. Ready? Here we go. The first one is across. Then we have
Dirty. Sweet. Happened. 100. Problem.
toward.
Study.
Great job, friends. Okay.
My friends, you know day 4 is Miss Davis's favorite day. That means we get to read a story together and then we're going to write about it, okay? The title of the story we are getting ready to read is called Jim and Jan Have Fun. I want you to read the title with me. Ready? Jim and Jan Have Fun. I want you to put your thinking faces on. First, we're going to think about what do we see in the illustration on our front cover. So can you say, I predict? I think the trees are going to be green. Let's think about our characters. What do you predict our characters are going to be? Tell your partner thank you at 3. Back to your spots at 2. Chris, cross at 1.
I have a 5.
And at A, level 0, at 0. So, do we have some predictions about what we think might happen in this story? Let's just do one. Jaylani, I predict.
I predict that I think we're having fun outside.
You think they're going to have fun outside? I agree. That's a good prediction. All right, nice job. All right, let's read our title one more time. Ready? Jim and Jan have fun. Now remember, when we read, we are going to see some words that are highlighted. When you see a word that is highlighted, what do? Oh my goodness, I see a couple friends that are raising their hands. We're getting our hands up and we're getting ready to tap and slide through words that Miss Davis has highlighted, okay? All right, here we go, ready? All right, let's tap and slide through our first word, ready? Jan, good job. So Jan, we have another one, ready?
Good.
On, got, good job. So Jan got dogs. Let's read that sentence one more time. I'm going to make sure we're all sitting smart. Mr. Gage, show me. Let's read this sentence all the way through one more time. Ready? Jan got hot dogs. Give me a thumbs up if you like hot dogs. All right, let's read our bottom one. I already see we have a word to tap and slide through. Let's tap and slide. Miss Mary, show me. Ready? Jim. Good job. So Jim got. This word is going to have 4 sounds, okay? We're going to tap 4 sounds. Gage, show me you're ready to tap and slide. Ready? So Jim got buns. Raise your hand if you can tell me, why do you think Jim is getting buns, Ruby? Ooh, so with hot dogs, sometimes people like to have buns for their hot dogs so they can eat them. Nice job.
Miss Davis.
Yes, sir.
I like hot dogs with buns with cheese on them.
Ooh, that's a good way to eat it too. I agree. All right.
And cheese hot dogs too.
Here we go. Ready?
Dad
got. Let's tap and slide through this word. Ready, Mary? Red. Ooh, one more word to tap and slide through. Ready? Jam. Good job. We're going to read that sentence one more time. I want you to read it with me. Ready? Dad got red jam. So my friends, jam is kind of like jelly. Have you ever put jelly on your toast? Maybe in the mornings, or jelly on your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All right, here we go. Ready? Mom and Dad. Ooh, I noticed something. Before we tap and slide through this word, I noticed something about that word that we have talked about. Eilinda, what do you notice about that word? I notice. Ooh, Eilinda notices there's a C and a K together. When there's a C and a K together, do we go? No. How many times do we go? 1. So we only have 3 sounds in pack. And our C and our K are going to go together just to make 1. So let's tap and slide through this word. Ready? Pack. Ooh, let's look at our illustration. Does it look like they're packing up their car? Yeah, I agree. I always love when our illustration matches our words. All right, here we go. We're going to read this next page. I'm making sure we're all sitting smart. All right, here we go. Ready? It is ready. Man. We're going to read that one more time. This time we're going to read it with our punctuation. So show me how we would read that with our punctuation. Ready? It is man. Good job. Let's read our next line. Ready? It is. Nice job. Let's go. Ready? Up. Let's read that one again with our punctuation. Ready? It is hot. Raise your hand if you can tell me, who is Nan and Pop? What does that mean when they say Nan and Pop? Lillian, who is that? Grandma and Grandpa. So Nan and Pop might be another name for Grandma and Grandpa. Jaylani, do you remember how do we say Grandma and Grandpa in Spanish? Do you know? So everybody say abuela.
Abuela.
That means grandma in Spanish. And then abuelo, everybody say abuelo.
Abuelo.
Abuelo would be Spanish for grandpa. So they're grandma and grandpa. All right, here we go. Ready? Ha. Got. A. Here we go. Ready? Jet. Jet. So Pop got a jet. We talked about this word in another story. Why can't that word be plane? If I look at my illustration, this kind of looks like a plane. Why can't this word say plane, Mary?
Because it doesn't have a P, it has a J.
Oh, so we're looking at that first letter. It has a J, not a P, so that's how we know it's jet. Nice job. All right, last sentence. Here we go. Ready? Jim and Jan had fun. Jim and Jan had fun. So here's what we're going to do. Raise your hand if you can tell me. What did Jim and Jan do? What did they do to have fun? In the beginning, we made some predictions. I was with Landon, and Landon predicted that they were going to go down a slide. That was a good prediction because they were outside, so maybe they would go to a park. But what did they end up doing to have fun? What is something they ended up doing, Mr. Kaysen, to have fun?
They should have pinatas and when they went to the store and they ate cake.
They did a lot. They went to the store and then they hit a pinata. And then at the very end, it looks like they're eating cake. So why do you think they're eating cake at the very end of the story? What do you think they're celebrating? It looks like they're celebrating something. So what do you think they're celebrating, Gage? A birthday. Why do you think they're celebrating a birthday? Because there's a cake. And normally, how do we celebrate birthdays? Do we usually have cakes at birthdays? Yeah, we usually do. Sometimes.
Yeah, and
cupcakes.
pinatas.
Sometimes, yeah, man, pinatas, yeah. All right, so here's what we're going to do. You are getting ready to get a partner. You and your partner are going to think, what is a sentence that we could write today based on our story? So, alright, tell your partner thank you at 3. Thank you. Back to your spots at 2.
Me too.
Chris, cross at 1.
Ouch.
And at a level 0, at 0. Alright, let's see what awesome sentences you guys came up with today. Jaylani, tell me what sentence you came up with. Ooh, Jan hits the pinata. That's a good one. Nice job. Good job. Emilio. Mom and Dad pack. That's a good sentence too. Eileen. It is man. Good job. All right. I really like that CK and pack. So I think today we are going to write the sentence Mom and Dad pack. I want you to clap that out with me so we can see how many words are in that sentence. Let me see. Ready to clap it out? Ready? Mom and Dad pack. How many? 4. All right, so here's what you're going to do first. Mr. Emilio is going to go get my light.
I'm going to do 4 lines.
You guys are going to draw. Onto the carpet, you're going to draw 4 lines. You're going to draw Mom and Dad pack. Once your board looks like this, you're going to hold up your board and show me that. Miss Davis, I am ready to write. Go ahead and put your boards down. The first word in our sentence, raise your hand if you can tell me, what is the very first word we are going to write? Olivia. Mom. Everybody say mom.
Mom.
Let's go ahead and tap and slide through mom. I put it away so that way we can focus on tapping and sliding through those words instead of just looking at it. Ooh, I'm going to wait until we're all ready to tap and slide. Hands up. Up high so Miss Davis can see you ready. Dennis. Tap and slide. Emmy. Ready? Mom. So the first sound I hear in mom is What am I going to write for Now,
rated. So what is that M going to be? Uppercase or lowercase?
Uppercase.
Big, tall, capital M to start your sentence. Big, tall, capital M. So.
Like this?
My friends, what goes aw? Oh, go ahead and write your O. Then at the very end, I also hear what goes again? M. Once you have mom, go ahead and hold it up so I can see. Now, in pack has 4 letters. What was important about that last sound in pack? If I went pack, it is a CK. I want you to slide and write pack independently. Hold it up when you've got it. Pack. Flip that. Sorry, I messed up. Go. Gage, worry about yourself. What goes Oh, I see some wonderful writing. Hey, Olivia, make sure your A is not colored in. Good job, my friend. You may put them down. Hey, Dennis, go ahead and write this one. All right, the rest of my friends, we're going to go ahead and point underneath and read our sentence together. Adley, let me see yours one more time. Flip your C and your K. Look at Miss Davis's. Dennis, will you read one more time? Ready? Mom and Dad. We're going to do that one more time. I had a friend that was choosing to write on his board instead of read it with us, so we're going to do it one more time as a class. Ready? Mom and Dad hat. Great job. I'm going to make sure. Does everybody have their punctuation?
Yeah.
Check your board. Make sure you have punctuation. I thought I saw most of you did, but I want to have you double check your board. All right. I want you to find the word and erase it. Go. Find and erase it. I wonder if I can trick you guys today. No, I don't. Oh, Henry, find and erase it. All right, now find the word pack and erase it. Go.
Pack is easy. So what the punctuation? It is tricky.
I'm glad. Find your punctuation if you still have it and erase it. Go.
I still had my punctuation.
Sometimes you guys erase it with your last words. Hold up what you have so I can see if I tricked anybody.
No, you did not. You did.
I see a lot of friends that I did not trick. That makes me happy. You guys are doing awesome at following directions. Go ahead and erase Dad.
Yeah, I tricked you.
Erase Dad. 10 seconds to clean up and come back. 10. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit more about this holiday. Do you guys remember we kind of touched on this one a little bit yesterday, Miss Eilinda? Remember what holiday this is? Thanksgiving. Everybody say Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
All right, Miss Davis is going to read this, and then we're going to talk a little bit about it. So the title is called Give Thanks. Thanksgiving Day is a time to be thankful. In my opinion, the best way to celebrate Thanksgiving is to share a meal with loved ones. When we share a meal, we can feel thankful for the food. We can feel thankful for each other. Being thankful for my family and friends is very important to me. So, right here, our author talks about the best way to celebrate Thanksgiving is to get together with family and friends and eat a good meal. So I want you to think, let's put our thinking faces on. How do you celebrate Thanksgiving? If you celebrate Thanksgiving at all. I want you to think about, what do you do on Thanksgiving? What do you eat? Maybe there's something super special you eat. Gage, sit smart.
I like Yeah, taco. Yeah. What's that? Do you ever get the big piece? whoever gets the bigger piece makes a wish on it.
Yes, ma'am. All right, my friends, go ahead and tell your partners thank you at 3. Back to your spots at 2. Chris, cross at 1. And at a 0 at 0. All right, who can tell me, how do you celebrate Thanksgiving? What's something that you do? Or who is somebody you're with when you celebrate Thanksgiving? Lily? With turkey. Do you eat lots of turkey? Miss Ruby, how do you celebrate? You go to Grandma and Grandpa's house and eat turkey. That's what I do too. I go to my Grandma and Grandpa's house too. Awesome. Miss Lenny, how do you celebrate Thanksgiving?
Corn.
You eat lots of corn. Do you like corn on the cob or off the cob?
Off the cob.
Off the cob. Awesome. And Mr. Casey. You go to your Grandma and Grandpa's. Yeah. Is that a lot of fun? Yep. Awesome. All right, my friends. We're going to stop there. My German